What up, Bulls Nation? We've got a live CHGO Bulls postgame coming up right around the corner. The Bulls take down the Minnesota Timberwolves tonight. 126-120 is the final. Bulls balanced on offense, 7 players in double figures. We saw some more growing chemistry between Giddey and Matas, especially on them fast break and transition opportunities. Plus, some guys in tonight who had been out, some guys out tonight who were in. We'll talk to the GOAT from the UC and get the latest on all of those players next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to the CHGO Bulls postgame. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That's Big Dave, bow, BWL Sports. Joey on the controls. What up, Joey?
Yeah, what's up, boys?
What's going on, Bulls Nation? CHGO Bulls postgame presented by Nikola Ultra and Bet365. The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra and download that Bet365 app today. Use promo code CHGO365 when you sign up, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365.
Never.
126-120. Bulls get the win tonight. 3-2 in the preseason, Dave. Who said the Bulls can't be a winning team this season?
Not me.
A lot to get to in this game tonight. We saw Kevin Huerter return from injury. Julian Phillips had some really strong minutes off the bench, I thought, after his absence.
I agree.
But we also saw Pat Williams get a late scratch.
He did.
We saw Ayo get a late scratch. He was wearing some kind of like brace around his thumb and wrist area. Don't love that.
I don't like it.
We did get Tre Jones tonight back as well.
That's
I know
true.
you were loving the Tre Jones minutes tonight.
Oh, my gosh, man.
But, I mean, like, shout out, by the way, to everybody hanging out with us in that Bulls chat, Bulls Nation. Hit that like button if you haven't done it yet. Can we start with the transition and fast break chemistry of Josh and Matas? Because I feel like that is something that Bulls fans will be excited to watch on a nightly basis.
Yes.
Even if this team's defense is trash, parentheses, I think this team's defense is going to be trash, y'all. But when they get out and play in that, you know, and they run like that.
Yeah.
And it seems already pretty clear that Matas and Josh have developed not only a chemistry on the floor, but a quality friendship off the floor.
That's true.
They're hyping each other up on their socials all the time.
That's true.
Josh Giddey kept getting these messages from Matas, like on Instagram, like, hey, sign the contract. Hey, pay Josh Giddey, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, I like to see that. You want your Bulls teammates to be close on and off the floor, but, man, just some of those, like, that one immediate outlet pass Josh had that led to Matas just out-racing the entire Wolves defense in transition for one of his many dunks tonight. Like, even as a skeptic, I will love watching that kind of stuff all season.
Without a doubt. And before I get into mine, I must slap y'all in the face. Slap them, Joey C, with what they want to hear. Oh, yeah!
Bulls win!
Bulls win!
Bulls win!
Hit them again.
Oh!
Bulls
win!
Hit them again.
Bulls win!
One more again.
Bulls win!
And one more because they played 5 preseason games.
Bulls win!
Let's go. 3-2, man.
The Bulls
They did
win
that.
drop is back, baby.
Yes, always in effect. Told Joey C, just follow your boy.
That's right.
Just follow your boy. I got you, baby. To the promised land is where I'm going to lead you.
You took me to a very special place. I'm glad I'm there.
I made a wait for it.
Yeah.
Because I had to get a few thoughts out right away.
He did.
But
He
you
did.
never know when that Bulls drop is going to come.
Never know. Just
Bulls
you got
win.
to be ready.
Sometimes it's right out of the gate.
Sometimes, yep.
Sometimes it's a delayed gratification.
This is true. Wait till he finds out about meathead hours. yeah. It's a lot going to be going on for you, Joey T. But to your point, sir, the Matas and Giddey connection, we've talked about it a few games now in this preseason.
Yep.
The last game against Denver, you saw that alley-oop happen, and that still kind of plays in my head a little bit because I thought it was so smooth. And you saw it again tonight. You can tell, like you said, the chemistry is there. Those guys are connecting, especially on the floor, definitely off the floor, as you mentioned, but especially on the floor. I love one of my favorite plays that they do is when Giddey is getting to free throw line extended, and Matas is in the corner and he just whips that bad boy,
Mm-hmm.
over to him, one hand, right over to Matas in that corner for that three. It is always so fun to see that because when that three goes in from Matas, it's really pretty. And it's just those two guys have to be connected. It's no other way around it. They have to be connected, and they have to be on point for this team to go as far as they think that they can go. And I know Coby's a huge part of that, without a doubt. He's a colossal part of that. But those two guys are definitely your future. Coby it might be a doubt, we don't know, but definitely your future is Matas Buzelis and Josh Giddey. They have got to be on the same page, and it's great to see that they are on the same page. Even in preseason, they have a chemistry going on, Matt Peck. They got a thing happening, and it is fun to see, and it will melt your ice-cold heart on some nights.
It might. It might partially melt my ice-cold heart on some nights, and it did tonight. Somebody in the chat just asked, Tane Manning, do you think the Bulls will lead the league in fast break points? I mean, it's not impossible.
Right.
They did struggle to generate fast break opportunities against the Nuggets the other night, and that's why, or one of the reasons why, they got worked in that game. The Bulls are going to be in position to win games more often than not when they are winning transition scoring and fast break point opportunities. And credit to them, if they can do that while simultaneously winning the battle at the free throw line. We've been talking for years about this team like joining the modern NBA when it comes to three-point volume and efficiency. Seems like we finally last season got that step. And it's not like the Bulls have been shooting the lights out of the ball behind the arc so far in these 5 preseason games.
25% tonight.
Yeah, like the shooting has not been good from deep, but they have been getting to the line. They had, I think, 23 makes behind or at the line tonight compared to just and shout out to the Minnesota Timberwolves doing the Bulls a favor, just 9 of 18 from the free throw line.
Good looking out.
Thanks for that.
Good looking out.
If you can generate transition opportunities, and guess what? One often leads to the other.
Yeah.
Because transition defense is on their heels. You're going to generate not only easy looks at the basket, but trips to the free throw line because teams are just hacking you to try and slow down your fast break and your transition offense.
That's so true. I mean, first with the three-point shooting, man, 43 threes. Is what they put up tonight. And again, only hit 11, but 43 of those threes is what they put up. And we used to yell about the attempt rate. Goat has definitely schooled us all, and definitely fans out there and myself as well, about how important that is, that your three-point attempt rate is high. The makes matter, but you have to have the attempts. Those are very important. So to see the 43 attempts on 11 makes, you let it slide because it's preseason, but there is a little trend that's been happening because that thing has been below the 30% mark or close to it and flirting with it, not really too high.
Can we not go back to that?
Yeah, I don't want to. It's not a fun.
I remember how annoying I was for the 2 years that we lost behind the three-point line by 30 points every night, right?
Look, I was here every night for it, baby. I remember it vividly. But 30 attempts, though, at the free throw line, as you were pointing out, the 23 makes. 23 out of 30 from the three-point free throw line is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing. And the guys who are getting there, you got to, again, credit Josh Giddey, because Josh Giddey is learning and knows how – I shouldn't even say learning, but knows how to get to the free throw line. He knows how to draw those fouls, man. He knows how to flail his body, flail those arms, jump into the player. He knows how when a player is reaching, just, nope, this is going up, toss it up in the air, and it makes them call the foul. It's an art to those kind of things. And people hate it, guys like James Harden and other people for doing those things. But then you look up and James Harden has 43 points because he has like 20 points from the free throw line.
Yeah.
You cannot like it, but those points count. And if the Bulls are going to want to win those games, they have to do everything they can in their arsenal to score however they can. Because we talked about the troubles they're going to have in the half court, setting up their offense, getting guys involved, because it's not going to be traditional in that sense. Giddey is not a traditional point guard in that kind of sense. But how you counter that, you get to the free throw line. So where he gets his 6 attempts, you get guys like even Jalen Smith getting 4 attempts, even Tre Jones getting 4 attempts. What was this? 6?
How about Julian
Phillips.
Julian and Jalen combined to go 8 of 9 at the free throw line tonight.
It's amazing stuff, man. That's great stuff. Like guys who are still battling for positions on this team. But yeah, free throw attempts and makes are going to be huge for this team And Josh Giddey could be leading the way for that. And I don't want to forget Coby White when I talk about that, because it was the one thing he definitely got better at was getting to the free throw line and knowing how to use his body to draw those fouls in that contact.
Believer in the chat also pointing out Coby White being elite in the league in fast break points last season. He broke Giannis's streak of consecutive seasons leading the league in total fast break points. Coby White. We also know Ayo Dosunmu, absolutely lethal in transition. Sad that he wasn't able to play in the preseason finale, but we saw him do that throughout the first 4 preseason games, always looking for those opportunities. To your point about the bench guys also chipping in with being aggressive and getting to the line, Mark's in the chat saying, you got to give Dalen Terry props for filling the stat sheet tonight too. Yeah, he did do that, including 2 of 3 at the line. Alberto saying, shouldn't Dalen and Julian be mentioned and acknowledged as part of this team's future bench depth?
Show just started.
We can get there.
We'll get there.
But again, it was nice to see Julian Phillips back out there. He had a very truncated preseason because of sore knee, I believe he's been dealing with.
Yeah.
But you feel him when he's out there. But shifting back to the starting 5.
Sure.
We love fast break, Josh and Matas.
It's fun.
It's going to be great. It's going to be highlight reel material every night.
It's going to be fun.
What concerns me is the half court.
Okay.
Especially sans Coby White. And we'll see. We'll talk to Goat later in tonight's show. We'll see what Billy Donovan's latest was. There were a couple of tweets from Goat and his fellow reporters before the game talking to Billy about what's going on with Coby. Sounds like he hasn't even taken contact in any practices yet, as they are trying to, trigger warning, ramp him up for the regular season opener next Wednesday. But the half-court offense without Coby's on-ball creation has just really struggled at times.
Oh, my gosh, man. It's been super tough.
To put it kindly.
And real quick, just go back to this. Someone in the chat asked this about what were the Bulls' free throw stats last year. They attempted 19.7 free throws a game and hit 80% from the free throw line. That's the highest in franchise history, 80.9%. That was their highest in franchise history. So the 19 is nice. I'd still like to see that much higher, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's in today's NBA that they're not winning and drawing fouls and getting in the line.
Like I said, James Harden will attempt about 19 a game itself.
Right, yeah.
So you want to see that get higher. So it's good that you're making them. But those attempts, again, with Gottlieb, those attempts have to be so much higher, man. But, Matt, the defense of the Chicago Bulls, it's going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue for this team, when they're out there defensively. You're going to see guys, and that's why I'm going to be leaning on guys like Tre Jones, when he's getting those steals. So I'm going to be leaning on guys like Matas when he gets those blocks. Because I feel like those kind of stats, Matt, is where it's going to need to stand out at, because I don't know how it's going to look when you go beyond the numbers, you know what I'm saying, or inside the numbers, to find out that cool stuff like defensive rating and all those other things, because that might be a little unattractive with those numbers out there for the defense. But I think that's why Billy also put out the 2 big lineup tonight.
He did do that?
I think that's why he wanted to see what Jalen Smith and Vooch were going to do, because Jalen Smith is a shot blocker. He is a deterrent, like that. So having him out there at Matas, he wanted to see if it worked. It was okay. It wasn't good. It wasn't great. It was okay. It wasn't the worst. I think we'll see it again, and he'll try it again, maybe with Zach and Jalen, or maybe he might, say, hey, we're going to go Collins and Vooch, would be wild. But why not? Not beholden to nothing. But it's going to be a struggle. I know we got a break, but it's going to be a struggle.
I mean, it sounded like Billy said, talking to the media before tonight's game, that could be a matchup-dependent thing, and that he could be rotating what his starting 5 is throughout the regular season, and not necessarily getting stuck in and set in stone. These are my starting 5. Right. These are my bench guys.
Right.
And as a Bulls fan, it's not like I have anything against that personally.
Yeah.
And with certain specific matchups, we need more size out there. Recent examples of the Bulls trying that experiment have not fared well. Yeah. And I didn't love how it looked tonight.
Oh, it did. How many easy breakaways did we see Minnesota have? Remember, I was sitting there telling you, I was like, dude, look at the plays that they're running. The ball is moving, and Mike Conley was wide open for that 3 that we saw. We was like, oh, my God. It was wild.
Wasn't that the game, though? If you're going to play up and down and you're going to run with that style, you got to play transition defense, too. There's 2 sides of that coin.
It goes both ways, for sure, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
thankfully for the Bulls and the Wolves were pretty bad in transition defense tonight. All right, we'll knock out our first ad break right there. We come back on the other side. Plenty more to get to from tonight's game. Want to talk more about Matas and some of those bench unit guys. Plus, we'll hear from Will Gottlieb from the UC. Hit the like button while you listen to some ads.
Hit the like! Ladies and gentlemen, in life, you can be good, you can be great. What you want to be is ultra. And you can only get that with the awesomeness inside that amazing bottle of Michelob Ultra. It's the only way you could become ultra magnetic. The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra. Why would you cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra? Because it's 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. Superior smooth taste. It's worth playing for. Michelob Ultra is the official American beer sponsor of the Chicago Bulls. That superior game meets superior taste. So grab a Michelob Ultra Superior Light Beer and cheer on your favorite team, Chicago Bulls. No matter what you're playing for, y'all, make it superior, and you can only do that with Michelob Ultra. Be ultra magnetic.
Speaking of icy cold beverages, today's show brought to you by RC Cola.
Yes.
Let's get real for a second, everybody. The world has gone soft.
Ooh.
Everybody gets trophies just for showing up.
That's true.
The Bulls pat themselves on the back for playing tournament appearances.
He's petty.
We're setting low bars, not even saying playoffs.
Super petty.
If you were drinking an RC Cola, you'd say, yeah, our goal is to make the playoffs. RC Cola is not just a soft drink, it's damn good cola. Soda used to have some kick, now it's just all about pretty colors and easy fizz, but not RC. It's the original cola that doesn't fold under the pressure. RC is an OG cola in a world of spineless soft drinks. They've never changed their stripes since 1905 because they didn't have to. It's the same bold, crisp flavor it's always been. RC Cola tastes like a punch in the thirst.
Bam!
And you know what?
Huh?
This one's almost empty.
Uh-oh.
I might need to crack another one.
Oh, sounds like he's been punching himself in the face.
Stock up on your RC at your local stores for your fall parties, football parties, and more. RC, it's the move for whatever you're doing. Certificate to do. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome back in CHGO Bulls postgame, powered by our friends at Michelob Ultra and Bet365. Hanging out with you, our fellow Bulls fans, on Thursday night as we round out the Bulls preseason action with a win over the T-Wolves. So, yeah, we were just talking before the break about how Billy did employ that two big lineup tonight against the large Minnesota Timberwolves. I don't anticipate that we see that often.
True.
I would say Minnesota is one of maybe a small handful of teams that would be special case. We're starting two big, like actual bigs tonight. Because the other part of it is we know that Billy loves his guards.
Well,
We know that Billy loves his guard. And look, okay, I wanted to get to this at some point. We might as well get to it now. Herter missed some games in preseason with injury.
He did.
Isaac Okoro left last night's game at half, did not return, Tuesday night, did not return, did not play tonight.
Correct.
He picked up a minor, I think, knee injury. The guys that we're talking about vying for that starting spot,
Yeah.
Io DeSumo made a strong case.
Strong
But
case.
we were talking the other night about how, hey, man, it's great to have him as your sixth man.
It is.
Maybe that's the best place to keep him.
Perfect place.
I still think Tre Jones is a dark horse to start, man.
Hey, man.
Especially when you aren't sure right now if
Yeah.
Coby White is going to be ready next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Like, I might place a bet, if I can, that Tre Jones is going to be in his team's starting lineup out of the gate.
Man, when we did our instant reactions, I think that one of the main things I talked about was how it's going to be impossible for the Bulls to not play Tre Jones a length of time. You know, to keep him on the bench for a nice length of time is going to be impossible to do. He is just everything Billy Donovan wants in a point guard, and honestly, everything this offense kind of needs in that point guard. A guy who can settle you down, a guy who can set up the half-court offense, a guy who's a pretty solid three-point shooter who can score and get to the line a little bit. But on defense, he is also very, very solid, and the Bulls struggle on defense. Tonight, he had 4 steals. 4. Yeah, 4 steals tonight, man.
Making things happen for a Bulls defense that needs it.
In 23 minutes. Yeah, 8 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals for this team. He was a plus 14. Like, Tre Jones, it's hard. It's going to be difficult. Again, that's the team high, plus 14. That's going to be incredibly difficult to not have that young man on the floor with anybody. I don't care if he's with Giddey or without Giddey. If he's with Coby, without Coby, with Io, without Io, Tre Jones, man, there's something there. I feel he runs the thing. He runs the offense like Billy Donovan kind of wants that offense to be run because he's more of a traditional kind of point guard. The passes he makes, that's why he was a plus 14. The passes he makes are the right ones at the right time to the right guy within the confines of how the offense is running. That is what you want in those kind of point guards. And I think that's why he has him out there with Giddey so much. Obviously, it's because Coby, isn't out there as well. But that's why you saw it together last year. And I gave you all the numbers on a show a few weeks back about just how good that two-man lineup was with Tre Jones and Josh Giddey. There's something there with that. Billy isn't going away from that, man. Tre Jones is going to get some tick, and he deserves it from the way that he plays.
French Bulls fan, what up to our pal saying Jones will start versus Detroit, no doubt. There's a bold prediction there.
All right.
Grant Attica saying Tre Jones has been super sick so far.
He has, man. He's been solid.
If we need more guards, we should bring in Tyus Jones as well. Yes, let's get both of the Jones brothers in here.
Jones brothers, man.
I think it's very feasible that we see Tre Jones in this team starting line. I hope, knock on wood, that Coby White gets the green light to play on Wednesday night. Yeah. Even if he does, we'll see how Huerter's feeling. We'll see how Okoro's feeling. I still think there's a chance that if Coby is in the starting lineup, so is Tre Jones.
Let me go and let me deal with that part real quick because you mentioned that about the guys who, were the three guys who were pretty much running for that spot, Io, Velvet, and Okoro. Mm-hmm. And we'll throw Lee Patrick in there as well.
Okay.
When Huerter came back, I have no doubt after tonight's game that Kevin Huerter will be the number 3. That's how I feel. I think Kevin Huerter will absolutely be the starter on opening night, just by the way that they can run certain things in a half-court offense that you can't really run with anybody else at that position. Yeah. Like just running that curl, that pick curl off at the top of the key for the 3-point shot. Yeah. There's no one else out there.
He got up 9 of them tonight.
Yeah,
and he only went 2 of 9. But it's like, hey,
that's the other part.
Missed most of the preseason. He's cold.
Yeah, 1 of 7 in his first game, 2 of 10 in his next game. But he still dished out 5 assists, had 8 points, played 22 minutes. And you're right, he hasn't really been acclimated yet out there. But just by the way he moved and what he did out there on the floor, I said, okay, that's the guy. That's your starter. How long he'll be the starter, I don't know. That I don't know. Billy could easily change his mind depending on how the wind is blowing or how his shot is falling or how his defense is acting. He could easily say, nope, tonight, Isaac, you got it. Nope, tonight, Lee, you're the man. Nope, tonight, Tre, you're on it. Nope, tonight, Io, you got to go do it. So the Bulls still have a hole at that 3-point, at the 3. But I think to start the season, Matt, I think that hole will be filled by the Red Velvet.
Weren't there some matchups, too, point guard-wise, that kind of work out for Tre Jones getting the start? If they play the Knicks twice.
Sure.
They have the Hawks in the first 10 or 12 games. There's some guys that
like
can
even
put them
when
on.
I was talking about the big man lineups, the other lineup I thought of was Denver. Like Denver running Valanciunas and
Joker
out there. They were definitely doing that.
That's so much man.
Yeah, that's a lot of guy out there. You know what I mean? Those are huge, but that's the time you would do it. But at the same time, those are Western Conference teams we're naming. Minnesota, Denver. You're not going to see them pretty often.
Yeah.
Who are you going to do that against in the East? You know what I mean? I'll be curious to see because are you going to do that with Mobley and get Jared Allen? Are you going to do it with that kind of team like that? You could probably get away with the Jalen Smith, at that position like that, moving Matas over to the 3, and letting him do his thing there. It's curious, but that's neither here nor there. The guy I do think, like I said, I think it's going to be Kevin Huerter. Anybody else, we'll see. It could happen.
Drewish in the chat pointing out that Huerter drew a charge tonight.
Huh?
It's been a challenge laid down to the team from Billy Donovan.
Shout out.
That's the charge horn.
Yeah.
Shout out to that shotgun charge that Zach Collins took
Lord.
tonight, man.
Ooh.
My gosh.
Saw him immediately grabbing for his nether regions after that. I hope he's okay.
I hope he's all right. Whoa, he took one for the squad out there in preseason, man. My goodness. But you saw more charges tonight.
Yeah.
You definitely saw more charges. You saw Jalen trying to take a charge. They actually called a foul on when he went up against Terrence Shannon.
Yeah,
he's got to get in front of him better on that kind of play right there.
Makes me think of when Aykroyd sends Rob Lowe champagne on ice at the end of Tommy Boy.
Champagne
no hard
ice.
feelings, D. Get drunk on me. Use the ice. Oh, goodness.
Man.
Arrow Bach in the chat saying, in my opinion, if Williams, Phillips, Terry, and Smith take a step forward this year, we can win another 7 to 10 games compared to last season. Shout out to him for using the CHGO meatball emoji there.
That's a lot of steps.
That is the accurate emoji to use with that take.
Yeah.
7 to 10. I mean, that's a lot of steps
That's
forward.
a lot of steps.
And you're talking about the Bulls going from 39 wins to 47 to 49.
Woo! I would be ecstatic, bro.
Deep breath.
If it happened, my man, I would be ecstatic.
Sure. KM saying Tre Jones should be a starter. I like having him, Coby, Giddey, and Matas together. Alberto, meanwhile, saying Ayo and White off the bench. Let's go. Would that be the assumption that your starters are Tre, Josh, one of Herter or Okoro, Matas, and Vooch, and you're bringing Ayo and Coby off the bench? Okay. I've seen the Coby off the bench thing from Bulls fans in the past. I've even seen it recently as 20 seconds ago. Not gonna happen. He is on the expiring year of his contract.
Yep. And
And whether it is the Bulls who want to fully reinvest in Coby with a new contract next summer and pay him somewhere between 25 to 30, maybe even upwards of $30 million a year, then they need him to go out there and prove this season that he is that guy. And he ain't doing that coming off the bench.
No.
Or, on the other side of that coin, if the Bulls decide, you know what, we don't really want the idea, we don't love the idea of giving Coby 5 years, 150.
Yeah.
Or even 4 years, 120. Yeah. We're going to shop him.
Showcase him. Must play him then.
Bingo! Thank you, Joey for proving the
it.
second part of the point.
Joey, see,
Coby ain't coming off the bench this year, y'all.
And
you can throw that idea out the window.
And nobody should start over him.
Yeah, come on now.
Absolutely not.
Come on now.
Absolutely not.
I mean, he's the best scorer on the team. Is he the best player on the team right now?
Coby White?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right now, today.
I'd say yes.
Yeah.
I'd say right now, today, yes. Coby White is the best player on the Chicago Bulls. Matt hesitated because I know, so he wants it to be.
I don't think that any player on this roster is head and shoulders above any of their respective teammates.
That's fair.
As
That's
far
fair.
as who's the best player on this team.
But in every team, though, man, there's a pecking order, trademark. There's a pecking order, you know what I'm saying, on every single team. So whether they're head and shoulders above, somebody gets an extra slice of pizza.
You could make the argument that Kobe's the best player on this team.
Sure.
Some people would or could make the argument that Josh Giddey's the best player on this team right now.
Yes. They could.
I'm ready to make the argument that Matas is the best player on this team. Oh, I don't know, November 15th. Let's freaking go.
Oh, look here. I'm ready with you.
Dude,
all right, I'm ready
okay.
to say it opening night.
So I was typing up
At
our
this point in time,
our
it's
game
going.
notes somewhere mid third quarter.
Flex.
And I was typing up about Matas, and like we saw some epic Matas dunks tonight in the fast break, but like we didn't necessarily see anything about his offensive game tonight that was different from the first 4 games that made me say, "Oh wow."
Yeah, okay.
And then in the fourth quarter, he had that crossover from the top of the key on R.I.P. Timberwolves rookie Beringer. Yohan Beringer, the poor young man, younger than Matas. Matas just gave him his welcome to the NBA moment with that crossover. And then he finishes by using his verticality, his length, and going gliding down the right side of the paint. I was like, I literally went back to my game notes and was like, hold on, go, caps lock. Oh my God, did you see that move from Matas? Because, I love this young man.
That was accurate how he was typing, ladies and gentlemen. I was sitting right next to him. This is exactly how it went. And because I know, Matt, when I saw that come up in the Slack, I knew exactly what he was about to do. And that's why I said, well, let me not say anything about Matas. Because I had the same thought. And when I saw him, I was like, nope, not going to say anything. Matt's got that one. But Matas.
Come on, buddy.
Matas.
Come on, buddy.
Please, Matas. Save us all. Oh, my God. This dude is awesome, yo. Matas Buzelis is awesome, and we're ready to watch it all season long. This is why I'm excited for the season to start. I get to watch a bunch of games of this dude, man. I can't wait.
Yep. Mark's, real quick before we go to break, saying 3-2 in the preseason, MP. Can we now say we finish above 500?
Oh, man.
Wait, finished above 500. We finished the preseason above 500.
We finished the preseason.
If the question was, can we now say confidently that we'll finish the regular season above 500?
Put some money on that.
Shout out Sunnyside because that. What happened in the first quarter of all 5 of these preseason games?
Oh.
Did the Bulls starters get worked against their opponent's starters? Because I think that happened all 5 times.
All 5
Bulls
times.
came back in all of them except the Nuggets game.
Yeah.
But hey, and Bulls are depth is a strength.
Yeah.
Bulls bench is a strength, but
Yeah.
starting 5 is important too. We'll knock out a couple ads. We'll come back. We'll talk to Willie Gottlieb from the UC. Hit the like, subscribe, like. Today's show brought to you by Ray. New vehicles are in store at Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and this is your chance to score a great deal at the Drive into Fall event. Head to Ray CDJR on Route 12 today to choose from their huge inventory on new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles. Right now, you can get 0% financing for 72 months available on new models. Plus, shop over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. With a team, with a friendly team of brand experts, the team at Ray CDJR is here to help you during each step of your car shopping journey. And with that praise price promise, you can shop confidently knowing that the price you see is the price you will pay. They'll even do everything they can to find you more savings when you come through the door. Check out our partners today to shop one of Chicago's largest inventories to find the right vehicle for you. Don't miss out on that Drive into Fall event for huge savings on new models. For more info, visit Ray CDJR today on Route 12 in Fox Lake or online at raycdjr.com. They've been serving the community since when? 1963.
Joey, say what time is it? He's on it. Let's go. He was ready. Oh, you know one thing I love? Fees are always included on Game Time, ladies and gentlemen. So when you're looking for those NBA tickets and you want to know how much they are, you're going to know up front exactly what you are paying. That is an amazing thing. And, of course, they got those zone deals, which I love. It's when you do the selecting and Game Time will do the seat for you. That's how it rolls, baby. Lowest price guarantee. Game Time ticket coverage comes with the most flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry. They are amazing. So take that guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. Download Game Time at Green Academy. Use it, go see CHGO. Get yourself $20 off your first purchase.
Terms apply.
I said CHGO. Get yourself $20 off your first purchase.
Terms apply.
Download Game Time today. Swipe, ticket, tap, and go. Because Matt Bag, what's up, you do?
We back, CHGO Bulls post-game, hanging out with y'all, our fellow Bulls fans, on Thursday night after the Bulls win over the Wolves.
Real quick, let's mess with Joey C because Joey C hit the Game Time hoop, but he did not take his mic on. Mic was not on.
So a little tip from back here with the producers thing.
Come on.
Don't scream into the mic.
No?
Yeah, no, you don't. Don't scream into the mic because you get the red and the hot, and it doesn't sound great. And honestly, like I'm behind the camera here, so I do it without the mic, but I try and yell it. So I think what you're saying,
right.
I got to yell it even louder.
We heard you
off
louder,
mic.
But it was like your mic wasn't on.
Yeah.
No, I don't want it on for Game Time, huh?
Oh, you're going to have
Are you sure?
Yes.
Even if I back up to
Game Time, who?
Yes.
See, now we can really figure out
this
whether.
this is respect for a fellow performer.
Yes.
A fellow classically trained performer. You can use your diver. Who needs a microphone?
Yeah.
There have been shows where our microphones haven't been working for the first 10 minutes or whatever, and we get figured out. You can hear both of us. You too, man.
Some shows I might have
of us
produced
are,
last week that weren't working for 4 minutes during the middle of the show.
Some people are close talkers.
Yeah.
Some people are high talkers.
Some people are low talkers.
Some people are loud talkers.
Some people are old-timey talkers.
So Joey is trying to spare the listener's ears when he's having his mic on mute.
Yeah, and I'm excited.
I
too.
say screw that and yell it out, sir. This is how we do it.
Bulls win.
You feel
There
me?
it is.
You feel what you think?
Bulls win.
Our mic is on, baby.
Okay. I'm glad. So Joey spent like the better part of the past week with us.
Yeah.
In Katie's departure. Shout out, Katie. Love you.
Shout out, Katie. She's a superstar.
Joey just now learned that whenever you feel it is appropriate, you can go ahead and toss out a Bulls win.
Hey, man. It's out there. It's always there. It's always available, man. It's a salve.
This is good to know.
It's always there.
I didn't know of
Feels
this
good.
sound. I found this sound on a different computer. The sound is now on this computer, and
is
I
now
can't wait to use it freely.
There it is, man. It's for you, sir.
With complete malice.
Bulls win! Just like that.
Give it to me
Yeah.
now.
Big twat, they Bulls.
I want to hear that 44-15 54 more times this year.
That one right there.
I hate to break it to you, Joey. You're going to hear that somewhere between 34 and 39 times.
Well, tune into Monday's show when you guys have your full win prediction
We're gonna do our
standings.
official win-loss predictions
Yes.
on Monday's show as we preview the Bulls season ahead of that season opener on Wednesday. Shout out to a believer who said, "I live for these ads."
Oh, thank you.
Glad you enjoy them.
We appreciate it,
Hit the
man.
like button
Yes.
and check out the great deals from our friends and sponsors. Also, shout out to our guy, Kalen, who threw us a super
Kalen.
chat earlier.
What up, boy?
Wanted to acknowledge that. Kalen said, "Thanks for all the entertainment in the offseason, guys. I haven't missed a single podcast." Pause. Bless your heart. That's crazy. But bless your heart. Excited to get another season started. Matas has looked so damn good. Missing Coby, though. Yes, Matas has looked so damn good.
Yeah.
And yes, as we have discussed, the Bulls, specifically in their half-court offensive sets, have greatly missed Coby White.
Yes, they have. A lot they have missed him, but he'll be back. I think we heard from Billy Donovan when I was reading what the Gottlieb was reporting, that the Billy Donovan saying the last step for Coby to take is contact. So how did that make you feel, Matthew Peck, hearing that?
Not great. I still got Lonzo PTSD. I mean, how many times did that guy ramp up? Obviously, apples and oranges, and it's not just Lonzo. It's this team and the recent history, not just recent history like 6 months. I'm talking recent history the last decade. Even going back to D. Rose and his multiple injuries. The bad luck with injuries and the confusing, unclear, and oftentimes just seemingly evasive ways that they handle updating the media and therefore the fans what exactly is going on with players' injuries. And sometimes it being like, oh, it's a day-to-day, 6 to 8 weeks. Like, how many times have we heard stuff like that? It seems a countless number of examples.
Yeah, I hear you.
So whether it's Coby or anybody else, and preseason, of course, you're going to be overly cautious because it's preseason. Yeah. In the end, these wins and losses mean bupkis. So be careful. If a player's even got a of something, sit him out. Give him the night off.
And just a
fraction more. But can you blame me as a PTSD Bulls fan when it comes to injuries of my players that, like, I'm a little worried about how long these injury reports have been in the preseason.
Yeah, and just to say it for you, Tanaka!
He's not even here anymore.
Not even here. But that is the voice of frustration and injuries for Bulls.
Paul in the comment. Oh, that's right. I heard a jingle, Joey.
I heard the jangle.
Jingle jangle, Joey?
There might be somebody on the hotline right now. Maybe a goat talk hotline right now.
That's where he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Joining us from the United Center on that Go Talk hotline, presented by Michelob Ultra.
Look at it.
The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra.
He got two of his own graphics.
It's our guy, Will Go Gottlieb. That's right.
Flex.
He has got his own sponsored segment.
When I say he's got his own segment, I mean the boy has got his
man
own
has got his own money.
Will the Go Gottlieb.
All right, so where's the quaff? Quaff. Give us the quaff.
Hey,
there it is.
Will.
Will _ Gottlieb. Goat. Bulls finished the preseason with a dub and a winning record, beating the T-Wolves in this one. Solid production from the starters all the way through the bench, 7 players in double figures. What was the headline tonight for you?
Preseason is like, in whose line is it anyway, when they say, like, the points are made up and the games don't matter or whatever.
Yes.
That's kind of how I feel like about the outcome of these games. Obviously what you want to see is, like, how the guys are playing and how the team is playing. I heard, Matt, you were talking about injuries before I hopped on here, and there were obviously a handful more tonight. I don't think that any of these are severe. Obviously, Coby is the one that has been out for the longest. Okoro apparently had a little knee incident. It does not seem serious. They called Io and his thumb, even though I saw on the broadcast he was wearing a brace around it. Mm-hmm. That was precautionary. Patrick Williams' hamstring precautionary. But I think the main thing here is that they just haven't been whole. They haven't been able to see all their players together. And, typically what you want is to use preseason and training camp in order to really evaluate the group that you have, understand the combinations that work well, build out an identity and a package of plays that you can kind of go through the season with as your core identity. And, I don't think it's going to be that much different offensively from last year. And so Coby will slot back in. Defensively, I think what we saw from that preseason whole was like, yeah, there's still, as much as we talked about physicality, as much as that's been an emphasis, like there's still a ways away from that. Is either way too many fouls and putting teams to the free throw line and like being over physical or not being physical enough and just giving up walkways to the rim. And we saw that tonight with Julius Randle a handful of times, Anthony Edwards a handful of times. That stuff happens. Those guys are elite offensive players. But I think as a whole, they just need to get to a higher level. And I'm not so sure any one person can solve that. And I'm not so sure just deciding as a team we're going to be more physical will result in them being a really physical team. But I do think that there is a level that they can get to above what we saw during this preseason. And we'll see if that can if they can reach that and sustain it throughout the course of the 82.
Goat, I think probably the biggest burning question of the season or the preseason, as far as the starters are concerned, is who is going to be starting at the 3. You have candidates like my man Lee Patrick, Red Velvet. You've got even Julian Phillips, you can say, is a candidate for it. Isaac Okoro, of course. Tre Jones, people are throwing his hat into the ring. Like he might, be a candidate to start at the 3. Ayo Dosunmu. Do you think after tonight's game, the final preseason game, that we have any more clarity as to who that starter will be?
Well, it's funny you ask that, Dave, because I am literally pressing publish as we speak on an article that I just wrote for our diehards about that and about what Billy talked about pregame in terms of that lineup and just how much there's going to be variability with that. The big question, I think, is not so much like who's going to be the guy, but it's like how many different options are going to play. Obviously, we saw tonight with Okoro out, with Coby out, with Patrick, with Ayo out. We saw the 2 big lineup. That's not something I think will really stick, but I do think it's a good thing to have in their back pocket. Certainly as the league goes much taller, they're playing a lot of 2 big lineups across the league. The Bulls need to have a look that they can go to. And I think that it looked pretty well. I talked to Matas after the game, and he said he felt like it made it easier on him and just allowed them to rebound a little bit better. So I think that's a pro. And like I said, you just need to have that in your back pocket to be able to go to. But I also think that there's going to be times where Matas is playing the 4 and you've got 3 guards out there. I think there's going to be times where Okoro is starting. I think there's going to be times where Ayo or Tre are starting. And it's really going to depend on what that particular matchup calls for. And I think, in the past we've seen Patrick, in the starting spot. We've seen Javonte Green take his job. We've seen Patrick go back in the starting spot. We've seen Torrey Craig take his job. Or last year was Matas. I think Billy's always, as you said, Dave, not beholden to any lineup. He's willing to make those changes. But within that, there still is some commitment to the sort of the general outline of what the starting lineup is. And if there's a change, it's, okay, we're going to swap out this one person and then we're going to run with that for a while. I anticipate, based on what Billy said, that there's going to be maybe the same kind of thing, generally speaking, but maybe more movement. And honestly, I could see games where, they go small. I could see games where they start big. I don't think it will necessarily just be that number 3 spot, that small forward spot. So a lot in there, but there were some really good quotes from Billy before the game, just talking about we have to shake this old school mentality that the NBA has about this is my role. These are going to be my minutes. This is my starting job. I don't think they're going to operate that way. So I would check out that story if you want to hear more about it.
Flex. AllCHGO.com for them diehards. Sign up to become a diehard so you can read all GOAT stuff this season. Goat, I was about to ask you, and then Abe in the chat also asked the same question. So we'll both ask you why the slow starts. Tonight made it a clean sweep of the Bulls building themselves a 10-point hole in the first quarter. Their bench unit has been definitely a boon for them. They come in, they give them a spark. The Bulls fight their way back into the game, save for the Denver game. And it's been different starting lineups with a lot of the different players that Billy's had available on any given night. So I'm curious if Billy mentioned that at all tonight as sort of putting a button on preseason, hey, we need to have better starts.
Yeah, I mean, he's been talking about it the last couple of games. He talked about it pre-game. Today he talked about it post-game. I think the turnovers are a big one. That was one where, he mentioned before the game, during the start of that Denver game, Giddey hit 3 threes, and then they turned it over a handful of times, and all of a sudden, the Nuggets were like out up by 10 and there was nothing they could really do to claw back into it. And I think like when you think about the margins of this game, it's not so much like the team had 7 turnovers. Like the time at which those turnovers occur can really impact the game. And so I think that's a piece of it. The fouling, I think, is another big piece of it. I can't remember which game it was where they put the opponent to the line like 35 or 41 times or something like that. So that will certainly be an issue. And Okoro has been in foul trouble for a handful of these games. But then I think also like this whole conversation about depth and playing with 9 or 10, players and our depth being a strength. Like, I think that is sort of a coded way to say that, like, because the starters aren't going to be able to be as good as, Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert and Julius Randle, that sometimes they're going to have to make up for those deficits with their bench because they do have a good bench. They do have a deep team that can come in and win. So I think it was the Bucks game where they were like down 20 the whole game and then they made it close and lost by like 7 or something. That was because like the third string on the Bulls is much better than the third string on the Bucks, and that's just how it is. And in the same way, the Bucks' first string is better than the Bulls' first string. And so I think that's going to be an issue that the Bulls have to solve, and they're trying to solve that with depth. That can work at times in the preseason. I'm not sure. We'll see how it works in the regular season.
Goat, I'm gonna give you a layup right here, man. I mean, can you just talk about Matas Buzelis and what we're seeing out here? Because I think tonight we got a glimpse into what the potential of Matas Buzelis really is and why Matt and why myself and why Bulls Nation are Snoop Dogg high on this dude's potential about what he can be. Can you just talk about what you're seeing from Matas Buzelis?
The Snoop Dogg highline was a good one. Yeah, I mean he's been just awesome. Like, and I think it's a similar story to what we've been talking about this whole time, which is that none of it's forced. And we talked to him about this after the game too, where he doesn't feel like he's like rushing anything. I think he's just in much better shape. His conditioning is much better to where he's able to, like he mentioned, go up and down the court 4 or 5 times, maybe not touching the ball, but still now be active in the play, still be out ahead of the play. He's using his athleticism to his advantage right now. And I think last year he was kind of using it as his best tool, right? Was like, he's able to have these transition run out dunks or, make these incredible blocks. Now it's like he's able to play within the flow of the game and then also have that extra level, that burst of athleticism that can separate him from everybody else because he is really a unique athlete in that way. So I love the way that he's just playing within the game. He's not forcing anything. There were actually a couple of plays where it did feel like he was kind of trying to do a little bit too much. But I also really like to see him having more opportunity to score with the ball in his hands, make decisions. Billy talked before the game about having multiple ball handlers out there with whether it was Matas or Noah, but just like guys that can help, make the game a little bit easier. I'm hoping Matas can get to a point where he is one of those ball handlers. And, we saw some of those flashes today. So obviously, the scoring efficiency has been great. The way I was thinking about it today is like he in the past was like sort of just like a home run hitter, but he like did not also walk. Like in baseball, you want to like have a really high OBP and also hit a lot of home runs. Like before, it was just like he'd have the home run play every once in a while, and it would look awesome. But there wasn't a lot of like substance to it in the sense that like he was able to bring his floor up as a player. I think the floor is starting to raise. The athleticism obviously really still pops, and he's able to make those plays, but also get on base a lot more.
A younger Kyle Schwarber.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Goat, it's been a long week, so we'll get you out of here on this one. I am curious. Somebody in the chat earlier asked if Dave was going to award a Goon of the whole preseason, and I don't know if you were planning to do so or not, but I'm curious, even if he doesn't, if you had to nominate a Goon of the preseason, who's winning that award for you?
I wasn't prepared for this because I know that we were not doing the Goon of the night during the regular season.
Just made it up.
I mean, honestly, it might be Matas just because like the physicality that he's playing with. Like it's not like today Zach Collins took a charge that was very like Goonly. He got like knocked out basically.
Yes.
And I like that. I think that's very Goonly. But I don't think that it surpasses what Matas has been able to do scoring efficiency wise.
Oh,
And that's why
Goat after dark.
Yes.
I knew that was going to happen.
The wrap it up light.
yeah, I think that's exactly right. It's wrapped up late. I think it has to be Matas because he's like the one that's sort of inspiring the most confidence in the fan base. People are getting really excited about him, and he's delivering. It's not just like unwarranted hype. Like he's playing really well, and I think that deserves a little Goon of the preseason award.
I love it. Anything else for Goat?
That's it. The light told you it's over.
It's time to go. Bulls Nation, following Will_Gottlieb for all of his Bulls reporting and updates. Read his stuff, allchgo.com. Become a diehard so you can read all of it, the very best of it. A lot of great stuff coming up right around the corner.
Yeah.
Go. Appreciate you, buddy. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, guys.
Peace.
That was the perfectly coiffed Will to go Gottlieb on that Michelob Ultra Goat Talk Hotline.
Man, really quick, just go in the Goon with Matas. Got to tell you. Come on, I'm ready for the season.
How many dollars did Greg Braggs give you to play that clip on our Bulls show?
They're replacing actually that with Chicago by Sinatra. I think that's actually the new theme song of the city now.
I always like when that one comes on as sort of like the exit music.
Yes.
After Go Cubs go at Wrigley, or you'll hear it leaving the Madhouse after a big win. Yeah. It'll be like Chelsea Dagger or some big hype song for the Bulls win. But then when Chicago by Sinatra is playing, as you're leaving a venue happy with a W in your pocket, as a sports, nothing better.
Feels a little classy. First of all, shout out to the one and only Tim Sinclair who's in the chat. Shout out to our guy.
That's right. Bulls PA announcer Tim Sinclair hanging out in the chat and is just as stoked about Matas as we are.
And because it's being asked, and Matt, you have asked for it, I will give out a Goon of the preseason award. The question is, Joey, do you have the Goon of the night graphic?
Can we find the belt?
Do you have it? Do you have it?
Yeah, I'll start punching these keys here.
Right.
I've never heard of this before.
I'm going to grab the belt, Matt.
Let me see what I can find.
Who will be your Goon of the preseason?
That's a great question.
Thank you. You made it up.
I saw somebody in the chat ask the question, will there be a Goon of the preseason? So credit to whoever that was in the chat. Because, preseason W's aren't big enough W's to get a Goon of the night. I am having a hard time disagreeing with Goat and even coming up with another candidate. Like, all of my eggs of sanity and hope are in the Matas Buzelis basket.
Nope.
That's an old one.
No?
You're going to need that one, though.
But a different one.
I tried.
That one.
I saw the word Goon on it.
Like, at various times, I think Tre Jones did some Goon-worthy stuff this preseason. I think our guy Jalen did some Goon-worthy stuff this preseason. Javon Carter did some Goon-worthy stuff this preseason.
He absolutely did.
Matas, that young man, if he thrives, I thrive. If he dies, I die. Like, that's where I am right now. And boy, did he lift my spirits in these 5 preseason games. Because I'm going to be honest, y'all, in case you couldn't tell, I wasn't coming into this season with the highest of hopes and or expectations. And mostly across the board, I still ain't. But I have high hopes for Matas, and he balled out in these preseason games.
He did his thing.
God, I love him. I love him.
Joey C., do you have anyone who you would have for Goon of the preseason?
So if I can, and maybe audience members watching CHGO Bulls for the first time, can you give me a little pretext of, like, what are we looking for here? Sure. I mean, I know Goon, right? I understand what this is, but, like, is there a je ne sais quoi that goes beyond? Okay.
Yes, there is.
Do tell, and then I'll make a selection.
There's a certain, I don't know what. But here it is. Here's what you do for Goon of the night. Everyone will give who they feel is Goon of the night, and then I will award, because I have the final say on who gets Goon of the night. Sometimes I don't agree with anyone. Sometimes I am swayed by an argument and go with that to make that person Goon of the night. But it can be how they play. It's how you feel, though.
So
it could be how you played. It could be how you fought. It could be
tonight or the preseason?
Of the
preseason.
Preseason.
Okay. And like
the entire preseason.
For example, Big Dave has awarded himself Goon of the night on certain nights.
Other
members of our CHGO team, he's awarded certain Bulls fans on Twitter or wherever.
Yes, I have.
Goon of the night.
I have.
I think you awarded like Adam Amin.
I did.
A Goon of the night one night for particularly excellent broadcast. Like,
he's very excited.
Can I shout out
that range of who is a valid nominee.
Can I shout out that CHSN lower graphic that does not have enough Blackhawks and Bulls players in its graphic? I see 9 in there. I want 13 in there. So wait, you went with Matas, right? All right, I gotta go. If you let me go second, I gotta take Tre Jones, man.
And why?
Super impressed, man. What I love about him is we've seen him multiple times on fast breaks, slow down, body up his hip into somebody, try and draw a foul, but still go up confidently to get a layup. I think he's a great job running the second unit. I think defensively, I think he's going to help us out, pick up some minutes at the top of the key where Giddey might struggle at times. And as you said, Big Dave, which I think you're 100% correct, you could tell Billy D, Mr. Billy Donovan, trusts Tre Jones. Early on in the year, when they're trying to figure out rotations and when Will is talking about, there aren't roles. We're just people playing minutes and trying to help out and win. I think Tre Jones is going to fit into those minutes at all these different times.
See my guy Paul saying, I have not been Goon of the night. It just means you got to keep practicing. You know what I mean? Work harder, baby. Your time can come. I think all the arguments are valid. Do you have a drum roll there,
I'll
Joey?
find it.
Do you have that available? Because I will take that if you got one, sir. Because I think all of these arguments are incredibly valid. I like that one about Tre Jones that you said. I love the one about Matas Buzelis.
Do you have your answer?
I have my answer.
They don't have a drum roll, but we have a bicycle horn.
Give it.
All right.
We're working on it back here.
He's a work in progress, ladies and gents.
The closet is emptier than you think back here.
The closet is empty. I like that.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that.
That's got a tinge. Somebody else in the chat was asking for royal fanfare.
Yeah,
that's got a little royal fanfare to it.
Yeah, we'll get to that. That's regular season stuff when we get to the royal fanfare, I promise you. But I will say, Goon of the night. Drum roll pick. Zach Collins.
Oh!
Goon of the preseason is Zach Collins.
Wild card.
I will tell you why. I just told you tonight, the man looked like he took a shotgun to the chest when he took that charge tonight. Did you also not see him in that Bucks game, ready to get into a fight that had nothing to do with him?
This is true.
It was Dalen Terry and someone else. I don't recall his name. I think it was Deshaun Pierce. I think it was Pierce. But guess who was behind him?
Oh, you're talking about Torian Prince?
Torian Prince, thank you.
Yeah.
Guess who was behind Dalen, having his back, ready to jump into that fight?
Zach Collins?
Because it was Zach Collins. What did Dalen Terry say after that? He loved the fact that Zach Collins was there because it felt like he had his back and he was ready to go through some things with him. That's a bond that is created being goonly right here, ladies and gentlemen.
It is.
Zach Collins, and it wasn't his first one either. He got into another scruff up.
That's true.
Early on.
So
he got into a few rowdy downs.
So funny because I think in 3 of our 5 preseason games, I saw somebody who covers or was a fan of the Bulls opponent that night tweeting angry, like rage tweeting about Zach Collins. And I'm like, what, does Zach Collins have beef with this team? Or like, it was the Bucks one time, it was the Nuggets on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And like literally every time I just typed into Google like Zach Collins and then the name of the team and beef.
Yes.
And then like Google AI generated answers like, here are the examples of why all of these teams don't like Zach Collins. I was like, oh, okay, Zach Collins. I didn't know you were like that.
Oh, he was like that. I told you, my guy Bob can't stand him. He cannot stand Zach Collins.
Oh, that's right.
Man.
He's got beef with the Cavs, too.
He's got beef with the Cavs, baby. He's got beef on the back from college in Gonzaga. He don't like him from now.
Zach Collins got beef with the Windy City Bulls.
You feel what I'm
already. He hadn't even been here a whole year
That's
yet.
right. See, show me off in the States and be on site for him over there when he get there, man. It's crazy.
How dare you, Gus T. Bull?
Oh,
you
man.
talking smack to Zach Collins?
That is, and I put also in my instant reactions, I've said one of the sentences, I put Zach Collins is going to win 15 Goon of the Nights this year.
That's a high bar.
He's a candidate to win 15 of them.
That's a lot of goons.
The candidate.
That's a lot of goons.
That's a candidate. But ladies and gentlemen, that's it for him. And yes, French Bulls fan, I absolutely saw what you did because he is a revolutionary. He is a visionary. He is Zach freaking Collins.
How about that?
Oh!
All right. We got ourselves a Goon of the preseason.
Goon of the preseason,
Now
baby.
it's just a question of who our first full-fledged 25-26 season Goon of the Night will be.
That's coveted.
And will it be revealed on Wednesday?
Ooh, that's even more of a question.
Pistons. Bulls are at home. And you know, AK loves that home court advantage.
Oh,
Totally worked out for him last season
got to have it.
when he talked about making that a priority. Parentheses in case you forgot, it did not. Pistons are good. I don't know if the Bulls are getting that 1-0 start under their belts on Wednesday, but I am more excited to watch Bulls basketball after these 5 preseason games than I was before we got to this point.
Yo, that's growth.
And somebody around, I think our chat yesterday, or maybe our post game on Tuesday night, was using the phrase "fun bad" again, Dave.
Oh,
and again, I take issue with using "fun bad."
I do too.
Because they're not fun bad.
No,
they're fun mid. Mm-hmm. Who needs high lottery picks? I would like one. But they're gonna be. It was like the phrasing that Howard Beck used in that Ringer Clarity Index that we were talking about on yesterday's show. Like, freaky, confusing.
Yeah.
What the heck's going on? Yeah. This is a house of, fun mirrors.
Yeah.
But occasionally entertaining.
And
I think the Bulls are going to be a fun team to watch this year. People have been talking about them as like, yo, this is a league pass team this season.
Yeah, man.
They're going to play no defense.
None.
And they're going to run out on the fast break as much as they can.
Oh, man.
I have no expectations of them being a serious contender in the East, let alone the whole NBA picture this season.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to watch them play some entertaining trash ball.
And they have guys that you want to watch, and that's the key of it, Matt. You want to watch Coby. You want to watch Matas Buzelis out there on the floor. These guys you want to see play, and you want to see them run, and you want to see Tre Jones and Josh Giddey setting up the offense. I want to see Ayo Dosunmu getting out there doing his thing, man. There are players on this team that I am excited to sit down and watch 82 games of. And, man, I had to work myself into that a couple of seasons, because, again, me and Matt been at this for a minute, man. Shout out to CSN, back Bulls Outsiders back in the day. But it's just exciting for me to not only be excited about a player that I think is going to be good in Matas Buzelis, but a player that the league thinks is going to be good in Matas Buzelis, man, because that adds an extra layer to it. It was like when Coby was up for that most improved player.
Yeah.
It added a different layer to it when everybody is on it like, oh, no, you're right. This dude is nice. We all should sit down and watch this together and show the highlights of what he's doing.
As we wrap things up here and head to a little bit of OT, just a reminder for those of you watching on our various streaming services and fast channels, if you want that bonus coverage, just head to allchgo.com. Yeah. Whether it was like our DNVR Nuggets friends who, hit us up in the DMs after Tuesday night's game, being like, good luck, guys, and Noah Zenge, I don't know, but Matas. And Zach Lowe, Bill Simmons, any and all of these national NBA talking heads over the last week and change of preseason games and getting a glimpse of these players for the first time in a while, everybody across the league is high on Matas Buzelis.
Yes, man.
It's not an accident. Or it's not just homerism.
Right.
Or, in my case, just like, dear God, holding out for your hero, last strands of sanity, give me something.
Yes.
That's not the reason why I believe in Matas.
Correct.
It's convenient that I believe in Matas because that's the case.
Correct.
Where I am right now as a Bulls fan.
Correct.
But Matas is turning heads everywhere, man. Just look at what Valanciunas had to say about him after that Bulls-Nuggets game on Tuesday.
Greatest.
Like,
Greatest. You just love to hear that stuff. And just like you said, Matt, I think that's the key of it. It's not just, oh, man, I hope it's good, because everybody will have a player on their team that they like. You know what I mean? Or in your reality, you know what their ceiling is.
Right.
You're like, yeah, of course I want him to be great, but, come on, we know what he's going to be. But in this case, this dude, listen, when I went to the barbershop on day before yesterday, because I'm always talking, Bulls in there, because they're watching the show, so they know me, the Bulls guy. So I'm in there. As soon as the barber saw me, the first thing he did, he looked at me. He's like, "Hey, man, right about that Matas." Hey, my man, I've been trying to tell you. I'm saying, he was like, "Nah, man, he's nice, bro. I know." Is how people are starting sentences to talk Chicago Bulls basketball. Is they starting with Matas Buzelis and working their way down, man. That's saying something to me.
I think I guessed it on the Bears show maybe 4 or 5 months ago with Carm and Braggs, and we were talking about stuff, and I was like, we were talking about Chicago sports and where everything was heading, and I kind of made the remark of like, as a team, things aren't that great here in Chicago, but for terms of individuals and young players,
okay,
if you're telling me right now that in Chicago, whether you root for these teams or not, you have Pete Crow Armstrong, Caleb Williams, Connor Bedard, and I put Matas Buzelis in that category at that time, and they laughed at me. And it's not about being right or wrong.
Quick size to have shade to the White Sox. I mean,
well, Colson Montgomery hadn't been called up yet, but Colson's going to be a good player.
Yet.
I'm just trying to be real to the conversation that we had.
Fair.
Yes, sir.
And they kind of laughed at it, and it's not about the victory lap. It's about each and every single night. Matas is slowly putting himself into that team photo of, you want to talk about young stars in Chicago? Give him a couple months from now, and if he keeps going at the trajectory that he's going right now, he's going to be in that photo. And it is exciting for Chicago to think that, 23 and under stars right now in Chicago between those four guys?
Yeah.
Not a bad place to be to watch sports here.
And Chicago sports fans across the board have been starved for star young talent. For years. And now they have a couple in place with some of those names you just mentioned. And for the Bulls, who's it going to be? And, dude, if Matas, even if he doesn't, out of nowhere, second-year All-Star the way D. Rose did back in the day, or maybe he doesn't win Most Improved Player he has set for as a goal for himself, but he averages 20 points a game on some pretty efficient shooting splits. We see more ball handling from him. Yeah. We see him leading the league among non-centers in blocks, total blocks per game, block percentage. And he gets some All-Star votes. He gets some Most Improved Player votes, enough so that more heads turn. Chicago's hyped for Matas now. Yeah. And Bulls Nation.
Overdrive.
If he puts together a good sophomore campaign instead of a sophomore slump campaign,
start to dream a little bit.
Dream a little dream with me.
Bulls fans will go Matas crazy.
Oh.
I'm already there.
So I'm about to say, some of us are already kind of there.
Already there.
Just waiting for some people to catch up.
That's right, baby. That's going to do it for tonight. We will be back tomorrow with one more episode this week for y'all. Special time because of some pieces shuffling around. We will be live at 1 p.m. Central. So a nice early afternoon start time for us tomorrow. We'll then get y'all on your merry way to start your weekend. We do have, of course, some epic, we still got Blackhawks hockey. They play tomorrow night. We got CHGO Bears. Noon kickoff on deck. We got a CHGO Bears tailgate
on
right
Sunday.
Early Sunday morning before Bears Saints. And, we will see you tomorrow afternoon. In the meantime, read GOAT, allchgo.com. Follow him, _Gottlieb, Big Dave, Bow. BNWL Sports. I'm Bulls_Peck. We are CHGO_Bulls. Shout out to King Joey C. on the controls. Been rocking with us all week. Appreciate you, Joe. And, hey, 5 preseason games down, 83 or 84 to go. Have a great night. See you, Red. Be good.
Love y'all, man.
We all silly like the mayor.